It's time we admit it. We've seen what he's been doing while our stars have been out. We've seen him put up points with Jalen Brunson, our current all-star. He's doing things that only star-level players can do. We have to admit it at this point. Donte DiVincenzo is turning into a star right before our eyes, and he's doing it because of his hustle, his impact, and his mindset. He wants to win above everything else, and he'll do anything in his power to get that victory, even if it means becoming a threat on offense himself. We're going to break down Donte DiVincenzo's impact and how he's been turning into a star this season for the New York Knicks. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now and make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Donte DiVincenzo is turning into a star right before our eyes. And when he was added to this team this offseason, I didn't really think much of the signing. Obviously, I knew about Donte. I knew he was a good shooter. And I knew since the Knicks added him, he could help space the floor. I understood all of that. But I also understood he was part of the Villanova family. Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart was probably pushing hard for the New York Knicks to sign him, and the Knicks went out and signed him. So because of all of that, I just thought it was that type of situation. I didn't think he was going to have this type of significant impact for the Knicks. You fast forward to this season. He is one of the best players for the Knicks, one of the most impactful players for the Knicks, and one of the leading scorers from the Knicks. He is torching other teams from threes, making them regret leaving him. And then, if he doesn't have that open three, he can take you off the dribble. Donte DiVincenzo has been a breath of fresh air for this Knicks team at the time that we needed him the most. We were down Julius Randle. We needed somebody to step up and show us what he can do. Not only did he do that, he did that in such a big way, scoring 30-plus points night after night after night with Jalen Brunson, and in the process, turning into a star right before our eyes. And I'm not the only one that thinks this. The New York Post also believed this as well, too. According to them, the New York Knicks guard Donte DiVincenzo has always drained three-pointers. He's always been active, a pest with the bravado to keep chucking them up, even in moments when his jumper was a smidge funky. But the way defenses hounded DiVincenzo over the final few weeks leading into All-Star break, that was new. Opponents pick up DiVincenzo at half court. For 2 hours every other night, palms angled themselves just in front of his nose. Guarding one of the league's most particular marksmen is no longer about forcing difficult shots. It's about keeping the ball away from him altogether. You want to know how I knew Jalen Brunson was knocking on that door of superstardom? It was because of how opposing teams would play him and defend him. The harder they played him, the more aggressive they played him, the more doubles he saw, the more triples he saw. That meant they knew he was a special player and you needed to take him seriously. What's happening to Donte DiVincenzo this season? Night after night after night, while he's on that floor for the New York Knicks, defenses are playing him harder, more aggressively, putting more pressure on him. And not only that, they're throwing other defenders on him. Not one defender anymore, sometimes 2 or 3 defenders just to get the ball out of his hands so somebody else can get the ball and they can do something with it other than Donte DiVincenzo. Because if Donte catches it, a lot of people know he's likely going to shoot it and that basket's going in. And you don't want to see that happen, especially given the marksman he's been for the New York Knicks this season, shooting these three-pointers like it's nobody's business and becoming a splash brother, only the New York Knicks version of it for this team. And he's done so alongside Jalen Brunson. For a couple of those games, you saw Jalen Brunson and Donte DiVincenzo act out what it would be like if we saw the Splash Brothers come to New York City, because that's exactly what they were doing. And it was like they were putting on a show for New York, but at the same time, their chemistry was popping off of the page. You could see why they won championships together, because they know how to play together and they know how to play well with each other. And if you need more evidence of that, take a look at these numbers. DiVincenzo is averaging 26.5 points and 4 assists since Anunoby and Randle exited the lineup on January 29th. He's at 40% from three-point distance in those 8 games, and it's not like he's been picky. DiVincenzo won't stop shooting either. He's splashing in 5.3 long-range makes on more than 13 attempts a game. Both figures place him second in the NBA to the ageless Steph Curry during this time, and he won't stop playing either. His 40.4 minutes a night are second in the league to teammate Precious Achiuwa over this period. I think it's his best stretch of basketball, according to head coach Tom Thibodeau. 26 points and 4 assists a night, shooting better than 40% from three, playing 40-plus minutes a night each and every night since OG and Randall has been gone. Not complaining, not saying anything, putting his head down, locking in, and making sure this Knicks team wins more games. And that's exactly what he helped this Knicks team do, alongside Jalen Brunson and, of course, Precious Achiuwa, who's had a great impact when Randall, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jericho Sims has been out. He's been that power forward that we've always needed, that we thought we lost when we traded Obi Toppin. But now we've gained back in the OG Anunoby deal. You can call him a throw-in if you want to, but I'm calling him a steal because that's exactly what he was. But also, Donte DiVincenzo this offseason, he was a steal for Leon Rose as well. He went under the radar with that signing. Some people praised it, but not a lot of people did. Some people thought the New York Knicks had a quiet offseason, and to an extent they did. But if I told you the Knicks added a star player this offseason, you would have been hype and you would have thought the Knicks made a home run this offseason. Well, guess what? To everybody's amazement, that's exactly what they did, because Donte DiVincenzo is turning into the star player for the New York Knicks right now. And it's at a time when we're still missing key pieces. What happens when we get those key pieces back? Donte DiVincenzo is still going to be that star player like he's been playing like. And you're going to have Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson to contend with as well, too. So you're going to have to play with those guys, try to contend those guys and defend them. And also Donte DiVincenzo, good luck to all teams in the NBA and opposing defenses, because trying to guard that is going to be a challenge. And then you get OG back, who can make mid-ranges and is great from the corner three. You're going to have to defend that too. The New York Knicks are looking so good each and every day. And when you factor in Donte DiVincenzo, his impact and what he's meant to this Knicks team, we look dangerous. We look like a team that's going to be a problem. And we look like the team that you don't want to be checked by. But guess what? Everybody, sooner or later, is going to get checked by this Knicks team. And once that happens, you're going to fall right on your face, because you can't handle this firepower and this star power this Knicks team has right now. Look at our roster. Look at our players. Look at our shooters. You can't stop this. Donte DiVincenzo also spoke about the new attention that he's seeing in his career now. According to Donte, if Jalen is coming off of a pick and roll and I know they're denying me, I'm just going to back up, create more space for Jalen to work, more space for Josh to come off the dribble handoff, because then if they sink, I almost just follow him to the three-point line. Like I said, that's what I haven't seen in my career so far. Another thing that star players do, they adapt. They don't complain. They don't criticize. They don't do any of that. He spoke out about it. He definitely said he was getting more attention, but he also said he was being a smarter basketball player and he was using that attention to his advantage, because he knows that defenses have to stick to him and have to stay near him. That means they're not going to stick to Jalen Brunson. He might not see two defenders. And if Jalen's going one-on-one, he's likely going to cook the player he's facing off against. Donte knows this. So he even stated himself, he's going to use this time to back up, allow Jalen to have more space. And if the need arises where Jalen is double teamed or more players are on him than he expected, he can go ahead and spray that ball around, pass it to Donte DiVincenzo, and Donte's not going to hesitate. He's going to shoot that ball, and likely chances are he's going to make that ball, and the Knicks are going to be up 3, because that's what Donte DiVincenzo has been doing this season for the Knicks when they've needed him the most. Defenses are playing Donte DiVincenzo like a star player. So you know what? Admit it to yourself like I'm admitting it to myself right now. Leon Rose, low-key, added a star player to this roster this offseason, and his name was Donte DiVincenzo, because over the last couple of games, he's been playing like a star. But if you look at the entire season, what he's meant to this Knicks team, knowing his role and playing it perfectly, he has absolutely turned into that star that we've needed on this Knicks team. Given Donte DiVincenzo's play, his impact, and the fact that he's turning into a star right before our eyes, the Knicks need to use this information as they move forward in the season and, of course, this offseason. Once they're adding a player or that star player, whoever they are, they have to make sure that player doesn't collide with Donte DiVincenzo, because now you're going to have to factor him in and factor his impact in. He's turning into a star, so now you have to treat him like a star. And his contract is a steal given what he's been doing for the Knicks. Leon Rose, another home run with Donte DiVincenzo. Donte DiVincenzo is here. He's having a major impact for this Knicks team. He's on a friendly contract, and Leon Rose stole him this offseason. And because of that, I see him being a New York Knick, not only for this season, but for many seasons to come. Donte, you've been great. Leon, you've been making impactful moves, and I can't wait to see what this Knicks roster does once we're fully healthy this season and, of course, come the postseason. But what about you guys? What do you think about Donte DiVincenzo? And do you agree with me? Is he turning into a star right before our eyes? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.